The Caribbean isn't all just yachts and cruise ports, or souvenir hassle. Here are a handful of the region's great experiences that don't get as much press, but deliver unbeatable trips. Editor's note: please check the latest travel restrictions before planning any trip and always follow government advice. Dominica's Boiling Lake, one of the Caribbean's best destinations for rugged adventures, Mountainous Dominica sports an incredible hike. It's a tough 6-mile path clinging to narrow ridges of the Valley of Desolation. The destination? Boiling Lake. The 207-foot-wide lake is veiled in steam, with bubbly burps on its grayish surface. The valley is the remnants of an 1880 volcanic eruption. Expect to get dirty. The Caribbean Pompeii's, in 1995, after 400 years of silence, a volcano in the Soufriere Hills blew its top and obliterated Montserrat's capital Plymouth in a sea of ash. Another eruption 2 years later claimed 19 lives. Eventually, all the island's 11,000 inhabitants relocated. Today, visitors can visit, with a 4WD vehicle, the surreal scene of abandoned mansions around Old Town and get an eerie view from Garibaldi Hill. Meanwhile, Martinique's ex-capital had a similar fate. Saint-Pierre was wrecked by an eruption in 1902, killing all of the city's 30,000 inhabitants but 3. Today, you can see blackened ruins, including a mostly destroyed 18th-century theater. Cuba's beguiling Baracoa at Cuba's East End, near the notorious Guantanamo Bay, lies one of the country's greatest engineering marvels. Okay, it's not a long list. The 34-mile, 55 kilometers, La Farola, finished by revolutionaries in 1964, is a rugged, roller coaster-style road that reaches one of Cuba's most intriguing towns, Baracoa. Relatively isolated since its 1511 birth, Baracoa is known for haunted legends, a hike up the flat-top mountain El Yunque, and really good coconuts, which appear in cucurucho, grated coconut mixed with sugar, honey and guava, wrapped in a palm frond. Haitian, Voodoo Rock, at the Hotel Olafsen in chaotic Port-au-Prince, made famous by Graham Greene's The Comedians, you can watch weekly, Voodoo Rock, concerts of the band Ram, named for hotel owner Richard A. Morse, featuring rara horns, guitar and keyboards. Morse, who says he bought the hotel after it was offered to him from a lounge-in, Voodoo Priest, for USD $20, says they take African roots as a starting point. It's a real juke joint experience, he says. I can't believe I'm in the middle of it. Flying off Saba's cliff. Saba's Juancho y Irausquin Airport has the world's shortest runway, 400 meters. When departing Saba, planes don't technically lift off the ground. Instead, the runway suddenly stops and the pilot literally drives the aircraft off the edge of a cliff. It's an equally butt-clenching experience to land here. Check Winair for flights to Sint Maarten, Sint Eustatius and St. Kitts. And yes, there's a cocktail lounge in the departure area. Dominican Republic's hidden beach Bavaro and Punta Cana, in southeastern Dominican Republic, may be the epicenter of beach travel here. But there are ways to escape the hordes. Take the lovely WE 104 west through mountains to Playa Limon, a 2-mile, isolated beach lined with coconut trees. You're likely to have the spot to yourself most of the day and the drive alone justifies the trip. Birding in Trinidad and Tobago. Trinidad and Tobago is excluded from many Caribbean birding books, partly because the sheer number of species here, about 430, overwhelm editors. Another reason, perhaps, is that the nation is removed from the normal Caribbean route. Non-birders will be considering a new hobby after visiting Trinidad's Asa Wright Nature Center, one of the world's great birding outposts, with all-inclusive lodges in the Northern Range rainforest. It's a 90-minute drive from the capital, Port of Spain. The James Bond Hotel. It's not the 007, but Jamaica's GoldenEye Resort, easily one of the Caribbean's most glamorous destinations, is the former estate of Ian Fleming, who hatched up the Bond concept in the 1950s and 60s while entertaining a stream of A-list celebs. These days it's run by Island Records owner Chris Blackwell, but the stars keep coming: Johnny Depp, Bono, Kate Moss, Scarlett Johansson. Puerto Rican Christmas carols. Those wanting to give up the cold at Christmas, but keep the Yuletide on 10, can spend it in Puerto Rico's capital, San Juan, where you'll find a month-long Sing Sanji celebration. Churches conduct dawn masses rich with aguinaldos, Puerto Rican Christmas carols, while exuberant groups of carolers travel house to house and make merry. Along the market-lined Paseo de la Princesa, pick up wooden Santos figurines, saints carvings, for Christmas souvenirs. U.S. Virgin Islands secluded spot. Experience complete seclusion by visiting Issac Bay in the U.S. Virgin Islands. But like most good things, you'll have to work for it. A 20-minute hike takes you to a truly beautiful and unspoiled stretch of land considered the most beautiful on the island. The untamed landscape means there's no shade or facilities. During the months of July to December, the preserve is a major haven for green and hawksbill turtles. The best of Caribbean islands. The Caribbean offers white sand beaches, clear waters and sunshine to all, but every island is its own little world. Here are our tips for finding your own version of paradise.